Glazed Donut skin and all these things, I might do it a little bit differently.
It's basically a trend created by Ellie Chu, showing off your skin and just makes your skin look like glass.
It all started in October 2017 with a single viral tweet from Ellie Choi. She was just an aspiring makeup artist. But her selfie looked so inhumanly smooth, this was the start of a global obsession of glass skin. Then, it exploded in 2022 when Hailey Bieber stepped in.
When I'm doing my own makeup and when I'm about to get my makeup done, usually if I had some more time and I wasn't rushing to get ready, I would probably do a mask and maybe like an under eye mask to prep the skin, but this is my go-to step-by-step skin prep.
The supermodel founder of Rhode Skin, she didn't just sell us moisturizer. She rebranded our faces as Glazed Donuts. But today, this trend has mutated into something much, much darker. We now have Sephora Kids destroying their skin barriers before they even hit puberty. And we have a rising psychological phenomenon known as dermorexia. We are collectively obsessed with the glass skin look. But technically speaking, there is a very fine line between a healthy glow and the shine of inflammation.
In order to get glass skin, you need to have a very clean foundation, a very spick and span canvas that will allow you to layer, layer, layer.
Glass skin is everything wrong with skincare nowadays. Today, we are tracking the history of this obsession. We will break down the optical physics behind this shine, and we will determine if this standard is the pinnacle of health or it's just the biological impossible. In order to understand this, we need to rewind to 2016. This is when the Western beauty standard was the complete opposite of glass look. It was the era of the Instagram face. We were obsessed with matte liquid lipsticks. We were baking our under eyes with loose powder to eliminate every single trace of shine. Back then, if your face reflected light, you weren't glowing, you were greasy. But then, the K-beauty wave hit the West. The Korean term Yuri Pibu, which literally means glass skin, entered the chat. Suddenly, the goal wasn't to cover your texture. It was to make your skin look like a transparent and shiny glass. Brands like Peach and Lily and Laneige capitalized on this immediately. They didn't just sell moisturizer anymore. They sold glass skin refining serums and cream skin toners using nano-emulsion technology. But the final nail in the coffin for matte skin came from Hailey Bieber. She took this complex 10-step Korean ritual and rebranded it for Americans with a simple food metaphor: the glazed donut. This triggered a dopamine response from consumers because it linked skincare to sugar, indulgence, and craving. And just like that, looking like a pastry became the ultimate high-status symbol. But here is the catch. We didn't just buy into this trend because of good marketing. We bought into it because our brains were breaking during the pandemic. We lost control of the outside world. So, we obsessed over controlling the one thing we could: our skin. The 10-step routine became a safety ritual in a chaotic pandemic world. We were trapped inside, starving for dopamine. Buying that glazed serum didn't just promise a glow, it promised hope in a bottle. If you think about it, we didn't just buy a moisturizer. We bought a status symbol. In the 2020s, skin that needs no makeup replaced the designer bag status. This implies a specific lifestyle. It says you have money for dermatologists. It says you get 8 hours of sleep. It says your cortisol levels are low. And this is what we want, because clear skin means good and disciplined. Textured skin means dirty or neglected. Then came the catalyst, the Zoom dysmorphia.
Everybody being online and seeing themselves virtually, they're very hyper-fixated on what they believe to be flaws on themselves, so that has resulted in an increase in people scheduling consultations or getting plastic surgery.
Lockdowns forced us to stare at our own faces for hours in a day. With bad lighting, wide-angle lenses, high contrast, every pore in our skin looked like a crater. So we turned to Zoom filters, not the old blur filters, but generative AI filters like Bold Glamour that don't just smooth your skin. They reconstruct your face with a data set of perfect pixels. Your brain sees this effect and thinks, that is me. Then when you look in the mirror and think, that is definitely not me. That psychological gap is what we called a prediction error. And that error is what drives this billion-dollar glass skincare industry. We are trying to match our biological face to a digital avatar. We want the AI filter look, but do we actually understand the physics of what we are asking our skin to do? Let's get one thing straight. Glass skin is not driven by biology. It is just optics illusion. Healthy human skin is textured. It has hair. It has ridges. It has dead cells. When light hits healthy skin, it scatters. Physics calls this diffuse reflection. That soft, satin look, that is healthy. Glass skin requires specular reflection. That is the hot spot glare you see on a mirror or a wet floor. To get that on a human face, you have to hack the refractive index. Let's think about it logically. Glass has a refractive index of about 1.5. Do you know what else does? Glycerin, 1.47, and squalane, 1.45. The products aren't meant to heal your skin. These ingredients are used to match the optical physics of a window glass. So you aren't treating your face. You're just laminating it to make it look glassy. And the biggest obstacle of all is your pores. You have roughly 20,000 of them on your face. They are not doors. They do not open and close. They are structural holes reinforced by collagen. So you cannot shrink them. You cannot erase them, unless you paralyze the muscles with Botox, or fill the valleys with silicones to create a false surface. The glass look is an optical trick. It is a temporary illusion. So if we can make it work with physics, what is the harm then? The harm comes when you try to force your skin to do it naturally. The damage of glass skin to your skin is costly, because in order to make your face look like a mirror, you have to polish it. In skincare, polishing means acids, like exfoliants, peels, retinols. You're just scrubbing away your stratum corneum. That is the dead skin layer that acts as your protection shield. When you strip it too much, your skin panics. It swells up with water to protect itself. Dermatologists call this edema. It looks shiny. It looks tight. It looks poreless. You look in the mirror and think you see glass skin. A derm looks at you and sees inflammation. But the most disturbing casualty of this trend isn't adults. It is actually the Sephora Kids, the tweens. Next time when you walk into any Sephora, and you will see 10-year-olds swarming the aisles. These tweens aren't buying lip gloss or glitter. They are buying Drunk Elephant. They are buying retinol. They are buying glycolic acid. This is a biological disaster waiting to happen. A 10-year-old child has a perfect cell turnover rate. Their skin renews itself rapidly and naturally. They do not need anti-aging stuff.
The kind of products that I would recommend that they avoid at this age would be things like retinols. They don't need that yet. Glycolic acid products, wonderful, but they should be supervised by a dermatologist to use those. Generally, they don't need it yet.
When a child puts a retinol on their face, they aren't preventing wrinkles. They are chemically burning a barrier that is thinner than an adult's. We are even seeing Gen Alpha girls making skincare smoothies. They mix potent acids and creams together because it looks fun on TikTok. But the result is contact dermatitis. We are seeing tweens with permanent scarring and lifelong skin sensitivity, all because they are chasing a glass skin standard they saw on an influencer. This is where the trend stops being a hobby and becomes a disease.
You never know what's going to be out there, and I've often walked in and seen things that I don't find appropriate, and I make them turn it off and I explain to them why they're not appropriate.
There is a medical term for this behavior. It's called dermorexia, an obsessive need to fix skin that isn't even broken. We are trading our skin health for a temporary aesthetic. But here is the smartest trick the beauty industry ever pulled. They knew the glass skin bubble was going to burst. They knew that eventually, people would get tired of looking like a wet seal. And they knew that millions of women would ruin their skin barriers trying to achieve it. So, what did they do? They pivoted. They are now selling you the cure for the disease they invented. Walk into a store in 2025 and you won't see exfoliating toners on the front shelf anymore. You will see barrier repair. You will see skin streaming. This is the radical new trend of using 3 products: cleanser, moisturizer, SPF. First, they sold you the 10-step routine that destroyed your face. Now, they are selling you skinimalism to fix it. They sold you the poison. now they are selling you the antidote. And the aesthetic is shifting, too. Glass skin is out. Pearl skin is in. If glass was a window pane, pearl is satin. It is softer and less reflective. This is essentially just a way to rebrand a healthy, intact skin barrier. But when they are calling it a trend, they can sell you a new set of champagne-toned serums to achieve it. And for the diehards peeps, the obsession is moving internally into your body. We are seeing the rise of biohacking. We aren't just buying creams anymore. We are drinking cortisol cocktails and obsessing over our gut-skin axis. The goal of filter-looking skin hasn't moved, but it just got more expensive. So, whether it is glass skin today or pearl skin tomorrow, the trap is exactly the same. It is a fraud that is designed to keep you buying. Think about the cycle we just talked about. First, they create a problem, your pores. Then, they sell you the damage, the acids to strip them away. Then, they sell you the solution, the barrier repair creams to fix the paint. You definitely cannot win this game by buying more products. You win by opting out. It's normal for real skin to have texture and pores. And real skin is not supposed to look like a digital filter. It's not a trend to follow. So stop burning your face to look like an IG filter. And stop buying the cure for the damage they invented. Healthy skin is beautiful, but glass is fragile. And eventually, glass breaks.